All right. Hello. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the show. It's Friday, November the 17th, 2023. It's option expiry day today, the third Friday of the month. $2.5 trillion of options are going to expire today. A bunch of them are being rolled over to next week, next month, next quarter. There is a lot of pressure on the market today, especially on the backs of hedge fund managers and other managers of your money or people's money, investors' money. Year-end bonuses are on the line here with these contracts, and so it's incredibly important for those in the options market to make sure that they are current and relevant with their contracts into December's and into January of next year, because at the end of November and the end of December, you calculate how did these managers do with managing these trillions of dollars, and bonuses are calculated and payouts are calculated for year end. And that means January, February, March, a bunch of money comes into the hands of these managers based on performance for 2023, which is quickly coming to an end. So today is the third Friday. Why do I keep talking about the third Friday of the month? You newbies don't understand this probably. I will let you in on a little secret. When I began to be a broker, when I became a stockbroker in 1979, oh my God, how long ago was that? I became a stockbroker in 1979. For several years already at that point in time, you could play the options market. Believe it or not, back in the 70s, when stockbrokers were sitting at desks, and like at Merrill Lynch Canada, for example, a Merrill Lynch broker would be at this desk, and beside him would be a wall that would be about 3.5 feet high, that would be about a foot wide. And inside that wall that ran the length of the office would be cables and cables and cables and cables, telephone cords, power cords, all kinds of cords. And on top of the wall between the broker here and the broker over there, on the other side of the little wall, was a quote machine on a swivel. And the quote machine was designed where you would turn the machine to you, and you would enter IBM enter. And after about 5 seconds, you would see IBM bid, ask, last trade, volume, high, low of the day. That would take like 10 seconds for the quote to show up. And then you would clear that and hit GM enter, and you'd watch the GM quote come up. That's how fast the world was at that time. And yet you could play options on General Motors and IBM and Exxon and Shell and whatever else was trading at the time. But options back in 1979 were expiring the third Friday of every quarter. So you had options expiring the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. Every 3 months, options would expire on the third Friday of those months. And shortly after that, options started expiring the third Friday of every month. Oh, mind-blowing. Pension fund managers, hedge fund managers, mutual fund managers could now write options and participate in stock options that expired every month, the third Friday of every month, all year long. Oh, this is huge. This quadrupled the size of the option business right now, because now you could write 4 times as many contracts. Instead of writing a contract that expires on the third Friday of every quarter, you can write contracts that expire the third Friday of every month. You could trade them. You could do all kinds of strategies with this. Just think of the possibilities of options expiring once a month every third Friday. Wow. And with our computer systems being as fantastic as they are with these analog connections, my God, I can give you a quote on your stock, and then I can give you a quote on your option, but I need to look at the book that I get every week that shows all the options that exist, and I need to punch in the 6-digit code in my computer to give you a quote on your option. Wow. It was unbelievably slow, and it was unbelievably laborious. And there was no such thing as day trading stock options from any branch office of any Merrill Lynch or any other brokerage firm anywhere in the world. There was no such thing as that. You, as an option player, would gamble that, yeah, GM's earnings report come out in a couple of weeks. I want to buy some GM $40 calls. Maybe the stock will go up $2, and the call that I buy, paying $2 for it, might go to $2.75. I could make 75 cents profit if I buy 10 of them. $750 profit on these contracts, less my commissions, which is like $100 in and $100 out. I could net out $550. The third Friday of every month is when these options expired. And so for years after this monthly thing was created, all these pension funds, hedge funds, mutual funds were only into options that expire and were created the third Friday of every month going forward. Until the 90s and the 2000s. It took a decade at least. I don't have exact dates in hand, and it doesn't matter. It wasn't until decades or many years later that weekly expiry contracts started to show up. And then in the last few years, daily expiry contracts have shown up for, of course, many indexes. And today we have contracts that last 24 hours on a lot of things. And it is continuing to go this direction. It will continue to evolve. In 5 years from now, it is my prediction that options on everything will go daily, weekly, monthly. You will be able to buy and sell and create contracts on Apple that expire tonight, that get created Monday morning and die Monday afternoon. Soon, options will trade 12 hours a day in pre-market and post-market scenarios as well. So that the pre-market trading, there'll be option activity. Post, there'll be option activity. This is all coming because the power of this and the network that this is part of is growing in a quantum leap basis. And artificial intelligence is also coming in here to this business. And you guys who are watching me right now, 116 of you smarty pants who are here, you are smart enough to be here this morning. Only 116 out of 100 million participants that are out there. You guys are finding out from your buddy, Uncle Bruce, that this options business is going to go to daily options expiries in the next 3 to 5 years on everything, every stock, every index, you name it, which means you'll be able to create iron condors at 10 in the morning and get out at 2 in the afternoon. You'll be able to create and trade condors pre-market, during market, and post-market every day. So options won't expire at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They'll expire at 8 o'clock at night. And down the road further, options will be good for 24 hours. They begin at 12:01 midnight and they die at 11:59 midnight the same day. It's coming. It's only a matter of time. And you will enter trades into your machine and you will be doing pre-order transactions on your contracts going forward. And you're going to have artificial intelligence help you to do it. And your brokerage firms, who are your best friends to get you to do more trading, are going to help you with systems that will allow you to pre-enter orders for Tuesday next week on SPY index options based on various factors. And if the SPY and the indexes and everything move this way, this way, or this way, or this way, you will have 15 possibilities of trades that will take place with artificial intelligence on your behalf. And you will still be the slowest guy in the room, because the quickest guy in the room are the hedge funds with the multi-billion-dollar trading systems that have 1 nanosecond faster speed than you will ever have. This is coming. This is where we are going. Stocks will soon trade 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Options will trade 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And This is the new normal that we're going to. It can't happen now because there isn't enough power in the chip world and computerized world to handle 2 billion investors who are going to trade everything all at the same time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The systems aren't there yet, but it's coming. And this is why there are satellites being launched into space by dozens of corporations, why companies like Spire are going to become multi-billion-dollar profitable corporations, because they are going to be managing thousands and thousands of satellites for all kinds of godly amounts of money that are going to handle gazillions of bits of data every nanosecond back and forth, so that the world can trade 24/7 on everything. And your kids, those of you who are in your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, your kids and your kids' kids are the ones who are going to be going, I remember when I talked to Dad. Dad used to tell me he watched a guy on a computer telling him how and training him how to trade options using his smartphone. Can you believe that? I mean, those are the antique days. That was like 2022, 2023. But Dad told me that prior to that, he had never been in the market before. Mom and Dad had no idea what options were. And then they understood what the option market was, and they realized this is a superpower. They had this superpower to make all this money writing options, like writing. Can you imagine people didn't know how to write options 15, 20, 30 years ago? They had no idea. And then he told me stories that this guy told him about what the option market was like in the 1970s and the 1980s. Like that was 60, 70 years ago, like 80 years ago. Can you imagine what those traders were like in the 1920s, how they used to trade stock? Well, this guy was a broker in 1979. That was only like 50 years after 1929. I mean, we're talking old school. This is the world that's coming up, kids. You're just in today's world. We're just here now, in the here and now, trying to take advantage of this market to get you ahead financially, because everything out there is against you. I'm sorry to say, you have no friends that are helping you get richer. Your government cannot help you get richer, no matter who you vote for. You think you can vote for somebody and this is going to make me rich. Not going to happen. Your government is unable to make you richer. Governments out there in the Western world are trying to govern in such a way that it doesn't get a lot worse a lot quicker. They're just trying to kind of keep everything in check, and hopefully it won't be so bad going forward. And then there are dictators out there who control their countries with an iron fist, in every way possible: communication, legal, militarily, economically, banking, everything. And those people in those entities are prisoners inside a corrupt system. And the rest of us on the outside are just trying to make a buck, because our governments are so broke and so overextended, they can't help most of the population, other than the bottom 10% that do the best they can, feed them, and try to build housing centers, whatever you can do. You guys who are here, the classic middle class, upper middle class of people, have got to take your own lives in your hands and make it better for yourself, because no one else is going to help you do it. Now, am I the answer to all your problems? No, I'm not. Can I help you with some of your problems? Probably. But I can only guide you to a certain point, and then you have to take it from there. And that's just what your teachers did in school. Today we hear about all these radical school board meetings and blah, 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 and books should be banned and they shouldn't be banned, and certain teachers should be fired and not fired, and this is what you teach and this is what you not teach. At the end of the day, a school teacher, how much time do they have with your kids, and how much time did they have with you? Do you remember school? Do you remember grade 6? You got there at what, 8 in the morning, 8:15. School started at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And you had recess at what, 10:30 for 15 minutes. And then you had school until noon. and then you had lunch for 45 minutes, and then from 1 o'clock till 2:30 you had school, and you had a 15-minute recess, and then you were done at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and you were gone. How many hours a day were you actually being taught anything by anybody through your school career? And sure, after grade whatever, you didn't have recess anymore, and you now had to, you couldn't get 15 minutes off anymore, but you had breaks in between classes, so you went from one room to another, or what have you. How many hours a day did teachers have to really influence your life? And yet, miraculously, most of us, almost all of us, can point to certain instructors in our lives, whether they were, 0 to grade 6, or junior high teachers, or a high school teacher, or 2 or 3, or college and university. There were people that influenced us in our youth until we were 22, 24, until we were 25. There are some. Others were very lucky and had numbers and numbers of people, they said. But there are, you hear the story all the time. You think back to your favorite teachers, or teachers that really guided you or lit a fire under your sorry ass, and you did something, and you did well in sports, you did well in math, you did well in English, you went into the school play. Who knows? But you think about the limited number of days they had to get your attention, and the limited amount of time they had per day for your attention. I mean, think about a high school teacher that got you for 45 minutes a day for theoretically 5 days a week, but we didn't go to school 5 days a week for a year. We went to school for 9 months, and there were holidays here and a week off here and teacher conference there. Whittle it down. And then we had assembly days, and we had this and we had that. How many hours did these people have to get to us? And yet they did. Some of them got to us, and they lit a fire under us, and it helped us in whatever we became or were going to become. And now you're out. Many of you have been out of school and out of college for decades, and you're hanging out with me. I was terrible at school. I had no luck I was god awful at school, and yet I'm an instructor to thousands of people on this channel. Hundreds of thousands have watched me now in 3 years, and I am guiding people on how to improve your financial life, which, none of you guys got this work none of you got this study, what we're talking about here, in school. Is there a high school anywhere in America or Canada or anywhere in the world that actually talks about the stock market? Forget about options and option writing and condors and poor man covered calls. What about the stock market? You know how kids find out about the stock market? From their friends and their pals whose parents play the stock market now on these, and they watch the movie Dumb Money. They watch the movie The Big Short, if they even watch it. They watch the movie Margin Call. Do a lot of kids watch these movies? How many 12 to 15-year-olds have you heard of that are saying to their parents, I'm going to the movies, I'm going to go watch The Big Short? They're going to watch Avatar, they're going to watch Star Wars, they're going to watch Harry Potter, they don't know anything about the stock market. How in the world are today's children going to become savvy in the marketplace? And on top of everything I just told you about where this business is going in the next 5 years, 5 years from now, everything we're doing here is going to become so simple through this. And yet there will be hundreds of millions of people using these and advanced versions of these to trade trillions of dollars a day who do not know what the hell they're doing. They're just following the crowd. And the SEC is not there to protect any of them, and will never be there to protect them, because the SEC is not there in existence for the average investor. That changed a couple of decades ago. That changed in the 90s, the 80s. That changed forever in the 80s. As soon as the big financial institutions of Canada and the USA, elsewhere, were allowed to buy out and take out mom and pop brokerage companies and investment houses across the board and turn themselves into mega Goliath investment banking powerhouses. And the Federal Reserve and the US Treasury and the Canadian Bank of Canada and everybody else allowed these mega monsters to leverage their dollars 20 to 1, 30 to 1, 40 to 1 to lend money out and create these synthetic investments and not have to report any of it to the SEC because derivative trading has been banned from reporting to the government. You set up the biggest casino and gambling houses ever created by mankind, ever. It's the biggest change of all time. And you can tell by just going to certain cities and looking at the skyscrapers and going, oh yeah, that skyscraper was built with hedge fund money. This apartment building, these apartment buildings in New York, these condos that are really skinny and that go up 90 stories, and each one of those apartments or condos are $50 million each. They're all sold out. They're held by financial guys who are experts at flipping your money. And it's leveraged. It's leveraged to the moon. It's leveraged. And you kids here with me are just trying to make a go of it for yourselves because you're up against these guys and their computer systems and their AI intelligence software that is being developed as we speak all over the world to make it even better for them and worse for you. And not necessarily you specifically that I'm pointing at here in this channel, but all the folks who aren't here that are just like you, which means that for every one of you that's here, there are probably 10,000 people that aren't, who do not even have the clue as to what we're talking about here, as to where we're headed and what's coming our way. I shudder to think. And then I sit back and go, well, I hate to sound selfish about it, but I'm 68 years of age. And, if I wake up next month and I don't remember my first name anymore because some virus has kicked in there and infected my brain and I don't remember who I am anymore, well, then I don't have to worry about it, I guess. Or if in 12 years from now, I can't get out of bed anymore, I can't walk across the street without someone holding my arm, I'm 80 and I'm done for. Well, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay. But I shudder to think what the big boys are going to be able to do. And again, they're not purposely trying to hurt you. It's not like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and all these firms. It's not like these firms are plotting the demise of the American people or the Canadian people or the middle class of the country. They're not thinking that way. They're just trying to get their piece of the action. They're just trying to get their share of the game. Okay, that's all they're trying to do. They have actually very reasonable hopes, wishes, and dreams. Except that they cannot operate the way they used to in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. They can't operate that way anymore because if they did, they would be broke. They will be wiped out. They have got to be smarter than their competition, and their competition is worldwide. And their competition is well-funded and is investing heavily in being better, smarter, faster investors. And for you here, the good news is you here can be part of this institutional business that's going on in your own little micro way from the comfort of your bedroom, rec room, basement, house, home office, and or your local Starbucks, as long as you got an internet connection. You too can benefit and play this game at your level. Because the great, beautiful, big news is that the business of investing is growing. The number of people coming into this game that's already existing, this option playing game and the stock day trading game, is expanding. There are more and more human beings coming into the business all over the world. And I can tell you, I am certain of this. There are some viewers who watch me who never talk. They are not here They really don't participate. They sit there very quietly and are watching, and they're 22 years old. They're 18 years old. They're 16 years old, and they're watching what we're doing here, and they're going, geez, my dad, mom and dad, my grandma and grandpa are making money in the market with this guy. And college dorms all over the world are filled with young kids who are experts at using this, who are figuring out where to go for how to play the market. Because what is their future? You think about this, put yourself in the position of a 19-year-old kid, boy or girl, and you've been brainwashed your whole life that you got to study hard, you got to get good grades, you got to get into a college, and you got to get a degree so that you too have a shot at making it. Every politician says that. Every grandma and grandpa say that. Almost everyone says it. Almost everybody. And these kids are going, yeah, but wait a minute. You're telling me to get good grades and then apply to these colleges? And if I don't get a full-blown, full-ride scholarship, I got to pay for this. And even if I do get a scholarship, the scholarship covers my cost of the university programs, but it doesn't cover my daily living expenses. It doesn't cover my, how to eat. I still have to work part-time. I still have to make money on the side. And when I come out of all of it, after 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, and postgraduate degrees and what have you, an 8-year scholastic program, a 10-year program, I'm in the hole 50 grand, 80 grand, 200 grand. And in 5 years from now, how much in debt will the average student be in when they come out? Could they be coming out of school at $250,000 student debt? $250,000. Unthinkable money for those of us who remember 1969. Woodstock, remember? You're coming out of school 5 years from now, 8 years from now with $250,000 in debt? Are you out of your mind? There are kids who are freaking out, who are 18, 19, 20, 21 right now. They've been in school. They've been in college for a year or two. And they're saying to themselves, I have to make money now. I have to make money now outside of what I'm making money. Because whatever I'm getting paid, 15, 16 bucks an hour at the local McDonald's or wherever I'm working, I'm a waiter or bartender or a waitress at Chipotle's or TGI Fridays or wherever. I'm helping people get drunk on a Friday night as a waiter or waitress, and I'm making my $300-400 a night. This isn't enough. Getting $300 a day to be a waiter or a waitress, to have my bum pinched all the time, $300 a shift is not enough money on the $250,000 I'm going to be in the hole. And the interest on that money is what? 6%, 8%? If my interest payments are 8% on $250,000, I got to come up with $20,000 a year in interest just to stay even. How many stories are you hearing about kids who have made their student loans for 5 years? They made payments for 10 years, and they owe just as much money as when they got into student debt in the first place. Because the student loan business is incredibly lucrative for certain organizations out there who have had lobbyists in Washington guarantee that the lawmakers won't mess with this beautiful cash cow business called student loans. It's been virtually impossible for a student to declare bankruptcy and get out from under it. It is a locked up, lifelong debt. And of course, the Supreme Court has blocked presidents from being able to wipe it out. And Congress won't pass laws to change it because they're bribed by the super PACs funded by the lobbyists who want everything to stay the way it is. So coming back to here, welcome everybody to this balding, ancient YouTuber, very old man who's sitting here saying, you could find a way out of this yourself. You could fund your way out of this debt. I have these classes, I keep talking about them. Today's the last day for this. If you want to get 5 of them for the price of 4, this is it. Today, it's over today. Congratulations to those of you who have stepped up and have come at me and said, Bruce, first of all, I sent you $600 and I've sent you an email with the request for the 5 lessons I want. Super congratulations to those of you who've come to me and said, I've just sent you $1,800. I want 15 of these things. Oh, and I'll throw you another 150. Give me lesson number 16. I got them all now. because they have figured out. There are people here on this channel who figured something out, which is shocking to friends who don't know. People send me money for these classes. They just buy them all in one shot, and then they watch these classes. 32 hours worth of. I mean, it's going to be 30 plus hours of your time to watch them all. So it's going to take you a while. And they start writing options, and they realize, Bruce, I wrote 10 contracts on AI the other day. I followed your class, and I bought those deep in the money calls that you guys are talking about. All your viewers over here are just throwing me all kinds of great ideas on how to make money. And I picked off a whole bunch of these. I bought 10 of these deep in the money calls, which are like, I couldn't believe it. I got them like 92% of what I paid for them is booked value. I paid virtually no premium on them. And yet, because of your classes, I turned around and I wrote 10 deep in the money. I wrote 10 poor man covered calls against those deep in the money contracts. And I hauled in $6 a contract times 10 contracts. 600 times 10 contracts. I just got $6,000 given to me by these option gamblers for an out of the money contract. And I gave you how much for all the classes? I gave you $1,950 with this deal. 3 times those and $150. I gave you $1,950. I just hauled in $6,000 on my first option right. You know what I need those options to do? Between now and April, when they expire, whatever we were doing here, I need them to go down a third of their value. If they go down 1/3 of their value because of shrinkage, that's the entire class right there. All the classes you've done are paid for. And whatever I do with these option writing programs for the rest of my life are free. I don't have to give you a third of all the money I make going forward. I only have to get these classes one time. I get to watch them as many times as I want. And I got all the money for these classes on my first trade. A third of my first trade paid for everything. And are you $250,000 in debt after you take my course on how to write options? Did it take you 6 years to take my classes? No. Yeah. This is breaking all the rules. And people ask me all the time, how is this legal? I don't understand it. Why doesn't everyone do this? Why do only 147 people, why are there only 149 people right now watching you instead of 14,900 people watching you? This is so simple. This is so easy. I don't understand. And that's why people don't get into it. Because if they can't fathom the reality of the stock market, they back off. And it's true of everything, of course. I mean, why aren't there more fans of cricket? Because we don't understand how the damn game is played. Why aren't there more fans of American football in the Congo? Because they don't understand what a timeout means, and they don't understand what grabbing the face mask means. They don't understand. Why are there? Why is there everything? Why aren't there more brain surgeons? Brain surgeons make a lot of money. Why aren't there millions of more brain surgeons coming up because of how much money you can make? Well, it's kind of complicated, and there you go. This is life. This is normal. This is acceptable. It's okay. But for those of you who are here, this is your path to, I think, a better financial scenario than you're in right now. And I just, it blows my mind, what has happened since 1979 to 2023, what has happened in 44 years since I was a 24-year-old kid becoming a stockbroker, what the business was then to what the business is now has blown my mind. And I was blown away within 10 years of being a stockbroker because I couldn't believe what happened from 79 to 89 already, what was happening. And it hasn't stopped. It has become more and more complex, more and more in depth, more faster and easier and less complicated and more complicated. And at the end of the day, fewer and fewer individual people, fewer and fewer individual investors understand more of the nuances of what's going on. And yet there are more people coming into this business. The third world, the second world, and the G20, you have to understand that in the next 5 years, there could be 5 times as many day traders in this market than there are now. And 90% of those will not know what they're doing. They're going to come into the market and just look at it like a sports betting game, because they're being shown right now on these apps. And you've seen this yourself. You know what I'm talking about. Those of you who've seen Robinhood and whatever, you've seen videos on people on how they trade on Robinhood or how they trade on Fidelity or how they trade. It's a video game. It's just a sports betting video game. I'm watching NFL football last night on a Canadian feed, and then I'm watching the Calgary Flames play hockey last night against the Vancouver Canucks on a Canadian feed. And Jennifer and I are watching, our TV. Commercial comes on, and what's the commercial that is being hit every 5 minutes? There's commercials. And what are the commercials? Sports betting. And now I'm seeing ads showing up on YouTube where they're saying $50 free bet. You can make your first bet with $50 if you sign up for our sports betting app. We'll give you $50 with which to wager with to start with. And Jennifer saying, I've seen ads with over $100 being offered. I've seen prizes being offered for people to sign up to sports bet. You've seen it. You're aware. This is coming to the stock market. Don't think that down the road, and maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to see scenarios where you're going to be offered the opportunity to open up an app with trading house, whatever, that is ultimately owned by whatever institution, wherever they are, and they're going to offer you $500 of cash for you to start trading your account today. Commission-free trading. We'll give you $500. How many of you have already noticed in the last 5 years that your banks everywhere are offering you cash to open up a checking account, open up a savings account, download our app and transfer $1,000 and be a customer of ours for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. We'll give you $350. In Canada, it's rampant. It is absolutely rampant. Money is being handed to people to bring the business to these entities. It's coming to the stock market too. You're going to be able to get free money to open an account with brokerage firm XYZ and trade with them. And who do you think this is going to attract? Is this going to attract well-educated folks who've taken classes on how to write stock options? No. It's going to attract 99% of the people coming in will have no idea what the hell they're doing. They're just blown away by the offer. I get free money. This is great. I'm desperate. I've got $5,000 and I need to turn it into $50,000 because I got $250,000 in debt in student loans. My wife has $250,000 in debt in student loans. We have a car that's 15 years old that doesn't run anymore. We can't ever buy a house. I got to take $5,000 and turn it into $50,000 and then turn the $50,000 into $250,000 and turn the $250,000 into $2 million. That's my only way to get out. And here are brokerage firms offering me free money to trade with these guys. I'm getting in. I want to be one of those really well-to-do people that I saw on Dumb Money. I want to be one of those hedge fund guys. I want to be the smart money. I don't want to be the dumb money. I want to be the smart money. But they're not studying. They don't know where to go. They weren't shown in school how to buy and sell stock. They weren't shown in college how the stock market works. They certainly haven't been able to find community college classes where a retired stockbroker that knows the options market is holding a class once a week for 2 hours, and it's a 10-week course. There's nothing like that in your hometown, is there? No, they're coming to a place like this, which blows my mind that the old fart, I'm the old fart, and you're coming to me to find out how options work? I'm amazed that my information is of use to you guys. I'm thankful as hell, but I'm also blown away. And then I study it myself and go, no wonder the SEC has allowed brokerage firms to allow people to invest money into all kinds of derivative trading schemes without knowing even what they are. If the SEC is that loosey-goosey, do you think that trillions of more dollars are going to come into the option market? You're damn right it's going to come in. It's already in the state betting system for sports betting. How many states in the United States are raking in hundreds of millions of dollars of profits from sports bettors in their state, when 20 years ago, a Bible-thumping governor of a state would swear on the Bible, never will we allow gambling in our state because that's the work of the devil. Today, there are phone apps in states you can't imagine now allow sports gambling. And the cannabis business, that's the other one. That's growing. And now we have the stock market business. Now, the stock market business has never been accused by Bible-thumping people of being the devil's work. But the SEC has made it now possible that anyone can open up a brokerage account. I mean, Robinhood still brags that you don't even need a bank account to open up an account with us. You don't need a bank account to open up a brokerage account and trade with us. That is industry standard. That is becoming industry standard. When I was a stockbroker, we used to do credit checks on customers that wanted to open up a cash account with our firm. You wanted a margin account? Oh, I had to know your mortgage broker. I had to know how much you owed on your house. You had to tell me everything. I had to fill out forms by hand that I would hand into my back office, and in a day or two or three, we would get approval or not for your account, whether I could trade for you. Those were the days of the 70s and the 80s. Today, it's clickety click click. You're in business, baby, in 15 minutes. What do you want to do? And here's $50 of free money. We got a balance for you already. You open up a free account with this bank over here, and within a few weeks and months, you get 500 from those guys. You open up a brokerage account over here with these guys. They give you money up front. You got all kinds of money being handed to you to play the game. You're in the game now. You're in the betting business, the wagering business. You're not in the investment business. Welcome to the party, pal. Those of you who are here taking these classes, you're giving yourself a chance. I cannot tell you how thankful I am that so many of you who have reached out to me to say, you've changed my life. This household has been a financial disaster. We have been getting the crap kicked out of us from every direction. And you have been the one source of any hope of additional income coming into this household. And it has been substantial, and it has changed our entire attitude towards where we were, where we are, and where we're going. And you cannot imagine what this means to me. This is so overpowering to know that whenever we go out, we go to Europe for a trip, and we meet viewers in London, in Dortmund, in Copenhagen. I go see a viewer in Tel Aviv. We meet viewers everywhere. We have meet and greet in New Jersey, and people fly in, drive in to see us. What? I could not have imagined this 5 years ago. Could not have even thought. And in 1979, someone's going to come to me in a DeLorean time machine and say to me, by the way, here's what your future is going to look like. I would look at them and go, come on, man. A DeLorean? What the hell is a DeLorean? A time machine? Unbelievable. Welcome to the party, everybody. The markets are open. Larry Titus, thank you as always, my friend, for hitting the bells. You guys are the best. It was so nice meeting Larry in person in New Jersey. From Washington, that was pretty cool. Thank you all for coming in here and tolerating the old man ranting away. Like I said, I cannot believe where we've been, where we are, but I do believe the future. I already see it. I am just fast forwarding today's existing changes to the future. And this AI revolution thing that's happening, it is going to affect your coffee maker at home. It's going to affect your washer and dryer at home. I mean, it is in everything you are about, your kids and your grandkids. This is the big time new normal, and it's also going to affect the stock market and investing. And there are going to be exotic derivative trades being offered to people going forward that you and I will not imagine that have been created. We can't believe it. It's coming, but you've got to have a basic knowledge of the industry as a whole, and you have to understand where the stock market was, technologically speaking, and you know, the kind of business that was done 20, 30, 40 years ago to where we are now and where we can go from here. You get that kind of knowledge together, you are already 75%, you're in the top 25%. 75% of the world's behind you already. Another 500 million people are coming into this market one way or the other from around the world through apps. They're coming in, and you're ahead of 90% of those guys. You have got to be in the top 10 percentile, and you will make a fortune. You will make gobs of money that you cannot believe. And at the moment, some of you are sitting there going, yeah, Bruce, look, I'm happy when I make $1,000 on a couple of trades on these contracts. And I'm saying to you that those kinds of trades are, if you make $1,000 profit on an option trade on a couple of contracts, that means you can make tens of thousands of dollars on many more contracts. It's the same trade. And if you are funding to the point where you can do hundreds and thousands of contracts a month, you will make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in profits doing the exact same trade. There's no difference between a billionaire buying and selling, writing contracts, or you. It's just how many they're doing. There's no difference. It's the same exact trade. Now, there are people out there who flip $20 million houses. They buy it for $20 million, sell it for $25 million, make $5 million gross, all the expenses come out. They walk away with $2 million net profit, and they're considered to be the smartest people in the world. And then there are people who buy $200,000 houses, fix them up, sell them for $300,000, and walk away with 20 grand net profit. And that money goes to paying their grocery bills and expenses. And they're not any richer. They're just able to do another flip of another house. It's the same trade. It's the same deal. It's all in proportion. And welcome to the party, everybody. We're here to try to get you richer. And you're competing against everyone else. And the good news for so many of you who are here, you live in the first world. You're studying these classes. You're taking this seriously. You've already taken some classes and you've gone, I can't believe what I've learned from this guy. And you're going to take all the rest. You're going to get your hands on these. I'm here to answer your questions. If you can't quite get it, I'm here. Become a member of this channel. Join the Gold Bagel level and get your hands on a daily trade tip. Get your hands on the Trade Alert show. Be here for this show and Wednesday night primetime live. And if you need more, you got the classes, of course. And you can always hire me out on a one-on-one. And for those of you who are doing that, all of that, you're likely the most successful people on this channel. And guess what? There are a whole bunch of folks right here who have their name in green with an avatar beside them. And they'll tell you, if you ask them, one, have you taken this guy's classes? And they'll go, yep. Then you'll ask them, Deborah, send me your list of classes. I got it. Deborah, I just got it. You ask him, are you taking the class? Oh, yeah, I take all the classes. Are you a member of his channel? Oh, yeah, of course. I'm a Gold Bagel level of his channel. I will never leave. Have you done one-on-ones with him? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done multiple one-on-ones. Matter of fact, I like it when I do a one-on-one with him because I get him uninterrupted and no one gets in the way of my questions. Are you making money? Well, yeah. Hello. I make way more money than it ever cost me to do this. And he's setting me up for the rest of my life. That's what these people will tell any of you if you want to be here long enough. There's enough of them around here, I'll tell you. Some will go, really, really, you know who I'm talking about. All of you have a relative, a friend, an associate, a buddy, a schoolmate, someone you used to hang out with, you don't hang out with anymore because you just can't stand them anymore. You know people who, no matter what the evidence is, will never believe the obvious. Welcome to the world. But you know what? We need people like that. And we need others who are too lazy or uninitiated or uninterested or not motivated enough to want to learn how to move up in the world. We need Indians, chiefs, and Indians. I guess that's what we need. We need chiefs and we need Indians. That's it. It's nothing personal. It's just life 101. You got to figure out where you fit in with this thing. Where do you fit in with this world in which we live? All right. If you're here, there's 182 here now. I can't believe it. It's 182 of you here. There are 18,200 that aren't. There are 182,000 that aren't. There are 1.8 million not here that could be here to benefit from additional knowledge. Not even listening to me, just reading these comments that go by all day long. Just this family of investors, if they just knew who these people were and were part of this family, they would be miles down the highway with additional knowledge and more confidence and more of an awareness of where we're at. But look, the world isn't fair, is it? It isn't fair. There are people in the world that don't have an internet connection like you have. There are people in the world that are too hungry to find something to eat right now that have no chance in hell of finding out what we talk about. They don't even have clothes for tomorrow. I mean, it's not fair. I get it. But then you're here, I'm here, and we're doing what we can to make it better. We've got to take care of our house. And so, welcome to the party, pal. I'm so glad you're here. We're up a penny on SoFi. We're down 33 on the Dow. We were up when I started talking. We were up here. We're not up now. We're down 3 on S&P. We're down 30 on NASDAQ. What is going to happen with this market today? It's going to be unbelievably volatile. It is option expiry Friday. Those of you who know, you know what today is. It is a volatile day today. That's what's going to happen here. We are coming up to the end of the year, which means tax loss selling and bonus time for hedge fund managers and money managers. And there are millions of those around the world who are on pins and needles with their positions, and they're trying to lock in gains and not get caught. And there's winners and losers all over the place right now that are shifting trillions of dollars around. Okay, you guys have to figure out where you fit into this whole scheme for your part of the world. And thank you all for your backing this man and his Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife. Thank you all so very much for that. I try to give you as much as I can to help you as far as download as I can. And if I can get you into the top 10 percentile of awareness and knowledge, it'll all work out. Just be smarter than most of the others, and you will pick your spots, and you will do extremely well. You will be shocked at how much money you make doing this option writing work. You'll be just blown away. You'll go, I can't believe how stupid these people are. I can't believe how dumb people are out there buying contracts that I'm creating, and then I buy them back for a third of the price in a short period of time. I can't believe I keep doing this all the time. This happens all the time. I can't understand. Why is this always happening? For years and years. Because there are a gazillion people coming into the game who don't know what they're doing, and they don't have an Uncle Bruce. They don't know there's an Uncle Bruce out there. They don't want to spend a certain amount of time every day with an old man. They don't believe people over 30. No way. They don't know what they're talking about. That's old school. What does that guy know? I get it. I remember when I was 24. I remember the other rookies that started with me in the brokerage business over the first 5 years that I was a broker. The first 5 years that I was in the business, I had so many guys come into the business as well. And I watched brokers disappear from existence in a year, 2 years, 3 years. There were very few brokers that lasted more than 5 years, from 79 to 84. After, there were maybe 1 in 10 that made it, that lasted longer than 5, 6, or 7 years. They couldn't handle it. And yet they had the security course. They were inside a brokerage office. They were smarter than half of all the people out there. They were in the top 10 percentile. They really had it, and yet they couldn't take it. They couldn't take it because the market every day is a different day. You never get the same day twice. Every day you come in here and watch me, we have something new going on, and you got to allow this to happen. You cannot be hard-headed and say it must be the same as yesterday and the same as last week and the same as the week before. You can't be that way. You got to be flexible. You got to go with the flow. And what do I tell you to do about option writing? Let the market tell you what to do. Let the market tell you what you should do next. Allow that to be your guide. And there you have it. You'll follow the market, you'll go with the flow, and you will take your pound of flesh out all the time. You won't make $1 million in one day, but you'll make millions over your lifetime. And you got to buy into that program. And there you go. We're down 45 on the Dow. We're down 6 on S&P, 5.5, 6, down 38 on NASDAQ right now. We're negative across the board. Oil is up $1.29. The VIX is down 32 cents. So there's a positive vibe on the VIX, but the markets are negative. And why is that? We're in option expiry day. We have a lot of positions turning over. What's going on with SoFi? Yesterday, we lost almost 10% in value on SoFi. We're at $6.72 right now. We're up 1 penny a share on 4.1 million shares in 12 minutes. What the hell's going on with SoFi? Now it's $6.74. It's up 3 cents. Where's that seller? Is that seller out there who's going to keep this stock under $7? Is the magic number for whoever was dropping this market yesterday? Is the magic number $7? I don't know. GameStop $12.60 up 7 cents. Is $13 the magic number for their option and derivatives trades that they need to keep this market down here? I don't know. As the day wears on and these option players and derivative players make their new positions and they back off from the SoFi GameStop market, will the shares now just run up because there's no selling resistance all of a sudden because these guys are out of the trade that they were in, that they needed it down here to close out their puts and calls? And I don't know. I don't know. But I do know this. Those of you here who all last week and the week before were listening to me when I was pleading with you, you're asking me, what should I do with my GameStop? What should I do with my GameStop? Should I write calls on GameStop, Bruce? I got deep in the money calls. Should I write? And which one should I write? And what did I say? What did I say again and again and again and again? Write $15 calls on GameStop that expire down the road. Take $2, $3, $4, as much as you can humanly get your hands on, because they're out of the money. You're getting a big fat premium. Take the money. And so GameStop went from the 13 something down to the 12.50 something. Smart move, right? That's what I said. It's what have I changed my tune? No. What about SoFi? Write cash secured puts on SoFi. Please do this. $6.75 a share on a company that's now making money. A bank that makes money and is now probably in the top 80 or 70 largest banks in the US from a ranking of 300 2 years ago. Now they're in the top 75 or 80. They're on the way to the top 50. They're going to be a top 25 bank. It's only down the road a ways. It's $6.75 a share. Isn't this fun? Oh, I love this. Oh, boy, are we having a good time. The spiders are down 50 cents. The triple Qs are down $1.28. We got Apple down 47 cents. Netflix down $1.10. Adobe down $3.50. AI down 11 cents. NVIDIA down $2.31. Tesla down $6. We've got Unity down 21. Google down $1.50. Moderna is up 6 cents. Cisco up 4 cents. Pfizer up 9 cents. IBM down up 32 cents. HPQ up 11. Microsoft down $4.97. It was as high as $3.74 today. The 52-week high set, I think yesterday, $3.76. We're at $3.71 right now. Anyone who did rollovers? I know a guy who did rollovers on this thing. What else is going on? Amazon is up 17 cents. Home Depot up 32 cents. Vanek Vectors, SMH down 25. Goldman Sachs up 2.99. Boeing is up 2.04. Facebook, Meta down 165. Target up 67 cents. JP Morgan up 93. Costco down another $3. Walmart down 76 cents. Disney up 74. American Airlines up 4 cents. DraftKings up 50. AMC down 3. Royal Caribbean up $1. You know what I'm not hearing today? And we were hearing this last year, but we're not hearing it this year. Airfare prices. We're not hearing about record prices people are paying to travel for Thanksgiving this year. We were hearing all spring and summer about airfares during the summer to Europe being way, way up because of this unbelievable demand. And here we are, a couple of months later, 3 months later, after the summer holidays are over, and we're not hearing about record high prices for airfares for Thanksgiving, which is the largest travel day in America. The largest day where Americans travel the most, Thanksgiving week, prior to, during, and after. We're not hearing about the record numbers of airfare dollars. We're hearing about lower airfares. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Which kind of makes me ask how the car rental company's doing. How are the hotels doing? How are resorts doing? I think there's a slowdown in this area across the board. It's getting kind of interesting out there, isn't it? And yet oil, is $74 a barrel. It's not 104. It's not 114. We're supposed to be at $110 a barrel, according to the experts 3 months ago. Right now, why are we $40 lower than where we were supposed to be? Why? We're using less of it. And America is producing over 13 million barrels a day. The United States of America is producing more oil today than I think in its history. I think so. I believe American oil and gas companies are extracting so much oil out of the ground. They're pulling out more than they've ever done before. Canada, same thing. Between Canada and the United States, we are energy self-sufficient in oil. We actually don't need to import any barrels from anywhere, actually. And yet America is helping Venezuela get back online. Mexico is investing heavily to up their production. Iran is desperately trying to get into the oil business. Russia says they're reducing supply, but under the table, they're selling oil to anybody that'll buy it. The rest of OPEC, they cheat, except for Saudi Arabia. And even then, can you trust their numbers? Oil is everywhere. There is no shortage of this stuff. There you go. Interesting markets these days. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm so glad you're all here. It's great to see you all. I haven't had time to read any of these comments that have come through. Thank you, Lame Duck, for being the #1 thumbs upper of this channel. Robert, thank you. Lame Duck, thank you. Richard, #5, thank you. Thank you. Don't forget, today, it's your last chance. This is it. You want to get 5 classes for the price of 4? Today's the last day to do it. And congratulations to those of you who've stepped up and have said to yourselves, I'm taking this guy's college course. I'm doing it. I want to become an option writer. I need to generate revenue from my damn investments that have been just stuck in the mud for years. It's time I make a change. I'm going to generate revenue. I'm going to follow this guy. I'm going to take his classes. I'm going to take the plunge, and I'm going to learn how to write stock options. Congratulations to all of you. Richard Butler, thank you. Robert, how you doing there, pal? How's it going? Thank you for being here. #18, I appreciate it. Aurora, I'm here. Bruce, #20. Hector, I'm here, baby. Alberto, good morning, everybody. A great tip on Gold Bagel Member Show today. Luca Bongiorno from your favorite 24th viewer. Thank you, my friend. Dude is here. Luca saying hello. DH, how's it going? Touch Grass. Computer Whiz. Spicy Android is here. Larry, of course. Maria. Karen is here. Wing Commander. They're all here. These are all members of this channel that know what we're doing. They know how to make money in this market. Good, bad news. Sorry for your loss. Enjoy the wedding. Marie, 44, good morning. Alberto, that would be amazing. Stephen Butler, Bunker, Ramo, something machines. I have no idea what this means. Hello, everybody. Amy is here. Farmalus is here. White Feather's here. Walter is here. Who else is here? Michael is here. We need new members. We need these people to become members of this channel. Thank you for joining us. Mandu #5 is here. Has Mandu's life changed in the last 6 months? Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, definitely. Who else is here? Bobby, Uncle Bruce, have you read about SoFi ETF? They started this week. Said to make monthly income from T-bills and option premiums. Wonder if I should tell my kids to get into it. I haven't even looked into it. I have had no time, no clue on what that is. Way too busy helping people get rich writing options. JR, lucky #13. Good morning, everybody. Alberto says, okay, Frumbler, hello. JR, hello, JR. Who else is here? Mr. Premium of the Option for those with Schwab. They now let you put your hold money from cash secured puts in their MM fund, 5%. This is different from uninvested cash. Interesting stuff. More of this stuff is going to happen. What else is going on? Colton is here. Welcome. Vivash is here. How you doing? Pat Merkley. I bought 11 to 15. I'm in. I got those classes, baby. Thank you all. Thank you, dude. Who else is here? I don't know if options will ever be as popular as sports betting. It doesn't matter. So sports betting is played by billions, and options trading is going to be played by hundreds of millions. What do you care? You can't take all that money. You can't take it all. Oh my gosh. Laugh out loud, says Alberto. Those are my questions first, one-on-one after my biggest right. How is this legal and why isn't everyone doing this? It's exactly what I said to Uncle Bruce when I had him for a one-on-one. I don't get it. Why can I do this and why don't the cops knock on my door and say, you can't do that? Why don't they do that? It's unbelievable. Thank you all. JJ, thanks for the Schwab info. Mr. Premium of the option. Thank you all for being here. Comments are coming through like crazy. I'm trying to keep up with you guys. Hector, thank you. BW is here. Marcus, good morning. H. Gregory, Uncle Bruce, number 85. It's crazy how many people don't get how easy it is to be able to extract money from the market selling options. It's so frustrating that people don't understand that learning this skill is priceless. I hear you. I just Clay. I tell all my friends, I watch an old man every morning for 2 hours. And the market and stock tips are worth the weird looks. They go, what? You watch an old guy on YouTube? He doesn't even have any fancy graphs. He doesn't have any fancy things going on. He's just in front of a thing, a whiteboard. What? Why? How? Huh? Yo, okay. Giddy up, everybody. What else is going on? Cindy B. Uncle Bruce, I have expiring iron condors today on my covered calls. They are 439, 448. How should I roll this? I feel like I keep rolling in more and more debt. Cindy B, these would be on what? Are these spiders? What are we dealing with here? Are we talking spiders? You may want to look at the December spiders or January spiders on a roll up. You can probably roll up the exact same condors. I mean, exact same prices, just further in time and take more credit, take more money off the table. You can play this game. Again, I'm guessing what this is because you're not showing me. I need help. Anyway, there you go. There you go. What else? Zed, I did sell some GameStop 15 April 24 for $2 each. I sold 30 contracts. I just took in $6,000. You can't give me $6,000 for all my classes. You can't buy a year of Gold Bagel member and take all my classes and hire me for a one-on-one and spend $6,000. You can't. I don't charge that much. We do accept $6,000 cash donations. Oh, of course. I mean, if you want to do that, of course. But hey, yeah, welcome everybody. There it is. VIJ says, look, the problem with rolling condors is that your capital gets locked up for more months with little profit. Depends on how you do your rollovers. You can do rollovers where you bring in more money. The more time you offer, you can bring in more cash. There are ways. There are a lot of ways to do that. Don't get waylaid with this. Who else? Who else? Dolph is saying, DZ is saying, I heard Clark and Ellen are taking the kids to Wally World over Thanksgiving in the family's truckster. So there's travel going on. I forgot to mention these are spiders. I figured. Cindy, there's ways. You can always send me a private email and I'll answer you on this. You can always do that. Zed, thumbs up, number 100, Bruce. When is the next live class? Stand by. Stand by. Oh my goodness. What else is going on here? Yeah, how is Tesla doing? There we are. We're down $4.26. Clay, I think Tesla's in for a 5% down day here. I can't believe that there is that much power in one very, very bad tweet. Oh, yeah. Oh, welcome to this world, our new world. Yo, JR, you know what? I'm setting up stinkers to take 25% profits. AI in a matter of 3 days. Oh, my God. Where else can a person get that kind of return? Thank you, Uncle B. 25% in 3 days. That pays for classes, one-on-ones, and everything else. Beach Boy, I am not here. That's fake news. I'm not here. Don't even think I'm here. JR, Pat, welcome to the Money Making Club. As Alberto says, get that dinero, baby. Who cares? Says joining late. I'm number 104. Stephen Butler, Bunker Ramo was the company that provided, what is that, telequote machines to many brokerage firms in the United States in the 80s. That is in the machine that sat on many brokers' desk. There you go. Very good. What else? What else? Proud owner of 70 SoFi shares, says Justin. Waiting for 100. Stephen sold a January 24, 7.5. 5.5 vertical put spread on SoFi yesterday. Took in $90 at BW. Number 94 on SoFi. 11.17 expiry. That they wiped the $7 off the board. 32,000 out of the money. Now they're working on the 650s. 17,000 going to go in the money if they can get their 52,000 $6 put strike. Can they move it down to $5.99? That is the question. Will SoFi drop to $5.99 to crash these puts out of the dough? I don't know. We're 667 right now. Justin, way to go, scoop it up. Alex, I've written the Unity triple Qs, Amazon, all this week, spent the proceeds on SoFi, baby. Thank you very much. There you go, everybody. Welcome to the party. However it works for you. Thank you all. Those of you who need help with rollovers, you know how to reach me if you need me for an email, or I'm a one-on-one machine this weekend. Want to get together Saturday or Sunday? Let me know, and we'll talk about how to help you out with rollovers going forward, whatever you need. I'll do the best I can, kids. Thank you, those of you who have stepped up. You have stepped up and you have made a donation to get your hands on classes. You have decided enough is enough. I am not going to get my butt handed to me anymore. I'm going to move into writing contracts going forward. And I am no longer going to be kicked around anymore. Bruce, way to go, you guys. Thank you, those of you. Pat, I got your, I think, when did that come in? I'm trying to stay on top of everything. Yeah. Pat did a donation, I think, this morning for classes. We've got, I don't know, what else is going on here? We've got, there we are. We've got Deborah. I've got your donation. I'll get you your classes shortly after the show's over. And again, thank you, those of you who are stepping up here, getting your hands on these 5 for 4. Already, there you have it. So much to do, so much to work on. And man, I'm excited for you guys. See if we can help you change your lives. No question about it. All right, it's the last day today for the classes. The last day for the 5 for 4 deal. And if you're interested in that, do what you need to do. Send a donation, and then keep me posted on where we're at. All right. Where are we at? Are we on the air? Are we off the air? What's going on? I don't know. Are we rolling? I think we are. I think we're live. 110 thumbs ups. Thank you all. And let me know if everything is working on your end with regards to this channel and it's getting to you. Are you getting my voice? Are you able to talk to me? Let me know. All right. Thank you. We are going to go to member only right now on the channel for the show. Thanks again, all of you who are members and who've become members of this channel, who've become subscribers of this channel. Thank you for the thumbs ups, and way to go on taking your classes and becoming that much smarter than everybody else out there. Deciding that, you know what, it's time for this to work for me. It's my turn to make money in this market, not everyone else. Computer Whiz, I see, Uncle B. I see you're here. Okay, great. We're live. We're working. It's fine. Thank you all for being on the show. Beautiful stuff. Flint Creek is in the house. Good morning, Flint Creek Soap Company. Nice to see you here. Welcome all to the show today. Welcome to option expiry day, November the 17th. A whole bunch of contracts are getting wiped out today. And then we focus our attention to the third Friday of December, year end as well. Oh my, I think after today, starting Monday, we're going to be talking tax law selling. That's going to be coming up for discussion, I am sure. I see the Dow down about 11 points, S&P down 2 something, NASDAQ down about 25 points, oil up $1.50. That's what I'm watching. Barron's is saying that oil prices are set for their fourth straight weekly decline. We have gone, oil goes in streaks. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up. What doesn't end is the endless supply of this stuff. There's some analysts out there who are convinced that we're going to have massive shortages and the supply disruptions and all this stuff. This has been talked about since the 70s. I don't buy it. It's just not true. No dang way. Too many greedy people and people who need the cash flow to keep oil flowing because they got bank loans. They have obligations. There is no way there will be disruptions. There are countries that need oil money to fund their military campaigns. One of them is called Russia. They need the cash to buy bullets, and they're running out of bullets, and they need shells, and they need money for helmets, and they need money for tanks. Everyone needs the oil market to function to keep the world economy running along. It is so important to the world economy. Sorry, environmentalists, but that is true. But the reality is there's a lot of people out there who have figured out, you know what, I don't need to be putting oil in a gas tank anymore. I'm just going to drive an electric car. I'm going to drive a hybrid that gets 800 miles a tank, or I'm going to go into the 60, 70 mile a gallon vehicle. I still buy this stuff, but I buy way, way less than I ever bought before because, you know, there are governments out there that are addicted to taxes from oil and gas sales. Europeans know exactly what I'm talking about. You want to buy a liter of fuel for 2.14 euros, to €2, $1.80 a liter in Canada. How much of that is taxation? It's unbearable. It's incredible. It's not going to go down. So the only way to beat the tax man is find ways to not pay the tax man. JR, I'm setting up a stinker to scoop up more SoFi at 649. Come get me that DCA. That will DCA me down to 725 little by little. There you go. Giddy up, everybody. Hey, if they're going to hand you cheap stock, you take it. And if you can write cash secured puts on SoFi, why not? Absolutely set this up. We're positive on the Dow. We're up 5 points. I'm expecting 100-point volatility on the upside and the downside, like nothing. Should be an all-day event. So just be ready for volatility on these indexes. Just accept that it's Friday, option expiry day, and there are trillions of dollars changing hands today. $2.5 trillion of contracts expiring today, and so stocks will react up and down because of it. So you just gotta allow it to happen. End phase 89.17 down 150. Spiders are down 24. Triple Qs are down 86. The Dow is up 2 points, maybe. It's maybe 3 right now. That's the story of this market at the moment. Apple is down 23 cents. Netflix is down $1.50. Adobe down 130. Mainly red. AI is up 7. Nvidia down 140. Tesla down $4 at 229. The low on Tesla 226 today. The high was 232 this morning. What do we got? We got Rocket Lab is down about 6 cents. Matterport is up $0.005. SmartRent down a penny or two. ATIP is up 22 cents, 682. Unity down 26 cents. Google down 158. Moderna is off 143. Cisco's up 8 cents. Not much going on here. It isn't like big time volatility as far as like dollars and dollars per share. We're just not getting that. It's a little here, a little there. Microsoft up $4 something bucks. Yeah, okay. It's, you know, some of these stocks have run a little too fast and could stand a bit of a pullback for sure. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining in today. Nice to have you here. We are sitting on right now 115 of the thumbs ups. I appreciate that. Thank you all. What do we got here? Here we go. Zed, if we buy Jan 26 $15 strike, there's over $4 on the table. Are you talking about selling Jan 15s for 2026? You're writing them. If we have the roll, there are no further dates available. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, look, if you do write $15 calls for January 2026. It's true. Right at the moment, there are no future calls behind that at the moment. But this is November 2023, and in 60 days, we'll be in January 2024. And by January, February, March of 2024, we will see April, June, and September 26 calls coming because time. But look, Zed, you do not have to, if you do not want to, go all the way to 2026. You don't have to. But if you're writing $15 calls for 2025, or you're writing $15 calls for the summer of 2025, if there are some to do, then fine, absolutely as well. You can write 14s for more money. You can write 12s. I mean, you can literally write in the money calls for a fatter premium for 2025 if you want. You're just daring the market to take you out. Look, if they give you, I don't know, $4 for a GameStop contract that's just barely in the money, and they take you out, you're getting paid $16.50 a share. So you're short with a $16.50 proceeds. You turn around and buy them back. If they're trading at $14.50 and you got paid $16.50, so you're a happy camper. Let's do this again, I say. Let's take a look here at the Jan 25. I see June 25s. I see January 26s. January 2025s, if you write, what can you write on those? You can write 10s. You can write 13s, 15s. There you go. And I see 15 January 2025s anywhere from $2.90 to $4. That's the bid ask that I see. 13s are showing $3.75 to $4.60. Last trade at $4.60. Hey, if I write a 13 and get $4.60 for it, and they exercise me at 13, I get $17.60. Okay, sure. I'll buy those shares back and write 13s all over again. I'll do this every time. It's a nice little profit here. Totally up to you how you want to play this, guys. Yep, Zed Estate, there's opportunities here. You just have to not be afraid of the upside. And I say take the money, man. I say dare them to I dare them. Dare them buy me out. Buy me out. I dare you. We're down 4 on the down. We're down a point on S&P. We're down 21 on NASDAQ. Oil is up 135 right now. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Welcome, everybody, to the program. It's great to have you here. Do not be afraid to write options and take money. Take cash, especially if you do write at the money or just out of the money for fat premiums. You take fat premiums. This is good stuff. If you can write against deep in the money calls that you paid, say, $10 for, and you can bring in $4 against a $10 acquisition price of a contract and bring in 4 against it, hello, that's 40% on your money. I would take that. If you're making me wait a year to enjoy that, I can have the money right now, by the way. I get the $4 right now. I can put that to work into something else. Buy up SoFi shares down here, whatever I'm going to do. Yeah, but that's a 40% return on that capital in what, 13 months, 14 months? Good deal. I think that's a very, 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 very good deal. If the shares do go up $3, $4 a share, and I still don't get exercised, the deep in the money calls are worth more money. I'm winning there too. I'm with you. Always, it's good to win. It's really good to win. Sometimes people feel they aren't winning enough. They're able to take 30-40% off the table, and it's just not good enough for them. And that's how lucrative option writing gets. Sometimes people forget how juicy it is to write contracts. Now, there are people here who will not write anything longer than a month or two. They will not do it, and it's okay. It's all right. If you're writing calls that expire in a month or two, and that's as far as you're willing to go, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. It works. It works. Why not? And maybe it's AI that you have to do it on. Maybe it's Tesla you have to do it on. Maybe it's much more volatile stock you have to do it on that you don't really want to do it on. That's the game you're playing. It's okay. It's just fine. Sometimes writing call credit spreads are all you want to do. You're thinking that the triple Qs are topping out, and I'm going to write a call against the Qs and buy a call from the Qs for only 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, maybe. and I'm going to go ahead of this market, and I'm going to take a trade there, and I'm going to take a cash credit, and I've got my finger on the button ready to close this trade anytime. I'm ready. If this market goes against me, I'll close it up. Whatever cranks your crank, it's okay. I love it.
Got your finger on the pulse of America.
Did you hear that? The finger on the pulse of America, says Auntie Jen. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm glad it's Friday. I am exhausted. It has been one hell of a good week. Fun week.
It has been
crazy week.
An interesting week. Oil's back up.
$1.55.
Yeah.
A little higher. Then we got the markets now negative again. We're down 20 on the Dow. We're down 4 on S&P. We're down 36 on the NASDAQ. Third Friday of the month. So we have a little bit of selling coming in. And there
stuff done.
Like I said this morning, 100-point downside dips, 100-point upside dips on this volatility all day. Do not be shocked. So, okay, there you go. But these are the days, this last 3-4 days of this week have been the perfect time to look at rollovers, to take calls and move them up, whether they're inside a condor or it's just a credit spread, or whether you're an option writer. If you've written contracts months ago and you now can do a rollover forward in time and bring in more money on
higher number, more time,
a higher strike price, more money, more time, do it because we're at pretty high levels here. We're at high levels. Tax loss selling starts next week with a vengeance, I'm sure.
And when a dip comes,
it's fast.
Have a higher cliff to fall off.
Well, and stocks go down a lot faster than they go up.
Absolutely.
And they are much more volatile on the downside than the upside. And that's what option writers cash in on again and again and again and again. Oh my, huh?
That's what we count on.
That's what we count on. Yes. Here we got a dude is saying to us, I've actually been in the 15 2026s for GameStop in my IRA for a few months now. I took in 525 when I originally wrote 4 calls. I'll take the money. Right on. Yeah. Take that cash. Yeah. $2,100.
Throw it in your retirement. Absolutely.
Yeah. BW, Spider, SPY sideways traded all week long, lame, but we have a strong and resilient market, maybe. Alex, good morning. Auntie Jen. Time is your friend. Splair, have a great weekend, y'all. Thank you, Splair. Love you, buddy. Thank you all.
Splair.
Everyone's saying hi. Auntie Jen saying hi to all of you out there. Say hi to Auntie Jen and hit that thumbs up button at the same time. 119 thumbs up. They're coming in. Yay!
We had a beautiful sunrise this morning.
Did we?
Oh.
Yeah. It's looking pretty clear up.
We got just enough cloud that they were orange and pink. And beautiful.
We're going up to 52 today. We're at 39 right now, going up to 52. Goodbye, snow. We had like an inch fall the other night. I'm sure that'll be gone later today.
It was very nice the other day when we were driving down south. It was nice to see the snow sitting on the fields and slowly being melted. So it's being absorbed by the soil.
It's true. The soil needs to absorb all the snow it can get around here.
Yeah.
Winter snow is supposed to be on top of the fields to not let them dry out.
We used to always get about the same amount of precipitation a year. You just didn't know if it was coming in rain or snow.
Well, that's it. And you didn't know how much and when.
Yeah.
We know how much we're supposed to get total.
Yeah.
But is it all happening in a month, or is it coming in snow over 4 months?
All your rain at once.
Same thing.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Thank you. Alex says hi. Spare dude. Hi, Auntie Jen. Maria Powell.
Dude.
Hello, Auntie Jen. And she's throwing up curling rocks.
Hello, Maria.
Maria Powell throwing up curling rocks this morning. Splair, and you too, Jen. Have a great weekend, says Splair. Just tuned in for a like for the two of you today. Oliver Tree is what he is saying. Rock on. Right on, pal. I think he's saying he's telling us he's in Cologne, Germany right now. Right on, Splair. Nice to see you, pal. Welcome from Deutschland. Have a wonderful weekend. Auf Wiedersehen. Thank you all. BW is saying, Auntie Jen, we need Rugman to show up today. He's just been lurking all week. Can we get a toasted bagel with cheese whiz stat for this guy? Richard Garland, good morning. Auntie Jen from Richard. How you doing, pal? Thank you all so much for being here. We're now up a 0.5 point on the Dow. Like the volatility, baby. Computer buy-sell programs are raging, absolutely raging here. The low of the day on SoFi, let me double check here on my computer. The low of the day, 665, trading at 671, unchanged on SoFi. Unchanged. Very
What's
interesting.
The volume today?
Very light compared to yesterday. Let me double check now. SoFi volume is 8.9 million.
Yeah.
We were 14 to 16 million in the first hour yesterday or more.
Yeah, you were
it was
over
heavy.
20 when I was speaking.
We did have a drop off this morning. We were up to start to 680 a share. We were ahead of the mark, ahead of yesterday. Then we got the break even. Then we dropped to 665. Now we're back to 672. We're up a penny on the session on SoFi. Nothing like yesterday.
No.
Nothing. So whoever was around yesterday dumped a bunch of stock.
Ain't here today.
Ain't here now. Is not here right now. Now maybe they've got a limit on this thing. Maybe they won't let it go over a certain price. Then and they're happy with that. I don't know. But at the moment, that's what I've got.
Here's a question for you that I don't know if you know.
Okay.
So before Thanksgiving is the busiest travel day
Yeah.
in North America.
Yep.
What's it like this year? Are
Just talking about this.
Oh, were you? Oh.
Just about 10 minutes ago. We are not hearing stories in the media of record high airfares.
Or even record high air tickets.
Usage.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm
Not getting
curious to see if it's going to be down.
Yeah, I suspect gazillions of Americans are traveling this week. No question about that. Coming up.
Maybe they're sticking closer to home and driving.
Well, there's a lot more planes available now. The airlines have upped their capacities to handle the flow.
Yes, we're kind of back pre-COVID.
Yeah, and so the prices of airfare have been dropping actually, especially to Europe now. You want to go to Europe now? Oh, have they come down?
You can fly to Europe cheaper than you can fly to Eastern Canada.
That's true. Sure, we can fly to London for less than to Toronto. Yeah,
our own country.
In our own country because of our domestic taxation and all the airport taxes, security fees, and endless BS. It's not pleasurable. Don't think we love it.
We only have 2 airlines.
Well, yeah, it's a closed shop around here, and American Airlines cannot fly us from Calgary to Toronto.
Yeah.
If we want to go from Calgary to Toronto using an American airline, we have to fly from here to Salt Lake City or Denver and then connect to Toronto, and I bet you we can do it for less. Believe it or not, we can fly internationally to our own country for less. That's how ridiculous it is here. But
you could go down to Spokane and then Spokane.
I have to be fair to our domestic airlines. There's only 40 million Canadians. Right. And of the 40 million, 8 million can afford to fly. 32 million can't afford to fly. They're broke. And of the 8 million, the airlines, they don't want to fly to Toronto. How many want to fly to Toronto? Yeah, there's demand, but not like 10 times the demand. That's the problem.
And Air Canada has not been getting very good press.
Oh, God, it's awful. Air Canada sucks so badly. And the press.
Bad.
How many disabled people have had problems with Air Canada the last 6 months? Oh, my God. The last year.
The person that had air sickness and threw up on the seat, and they never cleaned the seat and expected the next person to sit in it there.
Yeah, we get that, but we get that out of the States too.
My God.
This is not a Canada problem. We're getting this in America too. Air travel is bullshit. It's what it is. It has gone down the tubes. The race to the bottom in every level. You all know it. We know it, and
the problem is it beats walking.
Right? What are your alternatives?
What are your alternatives?
What are your alternatives?
Unless you want to take that slow boat across the channel.
Richard Carlin, good morning, and Alex, number 120. I got some more SoFi at 666. First thing this morning. Thank you very much for the bargain. John Anderson, hello everybody. John Anderson, how you doing?
Good morning, John.
I think John's here. I believe John's in Calgary. How you doing there, pal?
Really?
Beautiful day here. Really nice. 675 on SoFi. We're up 4 centinos on SoFi. Volume now 9.4 million volume on SoFi. We're up 16 on GameStop.
Tried to bring Rugman, but obviously not for SoFi.
Maybe not necessarily. Dow's down 2 points. Now down 7. Okay, that's what we're doing. Marriott Vacations downgraded to underperform from neutral at Bank of America. There you go.
Oh, for their last quarter.
Marriott. See, Marriott is into timeshare, hotels, long-term vacation rentals. They're into everything.
I think Marriott is the official hotel of the NFL.
Okay. Yeah. So there's official beers too. Whoop-de freaking do. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there's
true.
official everything.
It's official everything. Well, we were watching the Flames game last night against Vancouver. Flames won.
Yay!
They have an official beer. There's this ad that popped up every 10 minutes. Oh, so-and-so, the official beer. And I'm looking at Jen going,
what is this?
Who is? I've never heard of these guys.
Who are these guys?
There's all these craft breweries around. I would bet you. I'm going to, this is a side bet, and this is just me. I'm speculating. Mr. Pessimist here.
Do
you think that some of the Flames owners, there are about 12 individual people that own chunks of the Calgary Flames that have a consortium that run the organization, do you think that some of those guys own this brewery?
It could very well be.
And it used to be that Molson's or Labatt's Brewing, one of the big beer companies, was the official beer of the Flames. Now it's some brewery we've never heard of. And I'm thinking, kind of wonder if this is a vertical integration deal within the organization.
They made them pay a real good market price for those ads.
Hey, you know, you want to buy a beer at a Flames game, it's $10 a plastic cup, you know, or more. I wouldn't know. Anybody here know how much a beer costs? How much does beer cost where you are in the USA and in Canada for a hockey game, a football game, a baseball game, basketball game? How much is a plastic cup of draft beer in your stadiums? Tell us.
I think we're looking at $7-8 for a glass, and of course it comes in the glass. It's
plastic.
The plastic cup.
Plastic cup. Yeah.
And usually without a lid.
yeah. I wouldn't know. I don't buy beer at. We don't go to stadium.
But when we went to see the Wranglers against the Coachella Firebirds, how much did that beer cost? Now it was a super can. It was a super can.
$15.
Yeah, it was something outrageous.
I think.
I know. I have to savor every.
I bought 2 hoagie buns with roast beef in them, and a beer and a cola for $50 American.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just all wrapped up in, you know.
But in case anybody's wondering,
aluminum foil.
The Calgary Wranglers are leading their
division.
Their league, actually.
American Hockey League. Yeah. Beach Boy. Hi, Auntie Jen. What's air travel?
Hi,
what is that?
Boy.
Mandu, Uncle Bruce, instead of rolling an iron condor, would it make sense to open more? I feel positive in my AI iron condor. Well, yeah, I mean, you can write existing. If you like the credits. On the other hand, if you want to write an iron condor further out in time or different pricing, knock yourself out.
Just flatten.
I mean,
iron condor
a rollover is really just substituting what you have for something else. Yeah. It's really what it is.
Buy it back.
But can you afford to create other iron condors and keep the one you got? Well, yeah, of course. Alberto Antigen, how you doing?
How you doing?
Alberto, how you doing? That's right. Farmalus, I would take the Titanic from the U.S. to England if I could load my car on it. I would obviously ask for more southerly route, but I don't care for flying. There you go. BWAI, $30 total at 12. And expire Monday. Methinks they gonna slow roll this up to $30 and change to print those in the money shorts are gonna let them after being let off on yesterday's dump. Just my 2 cents, says BW. Okay. Farmalus, at the Oklahoma Sooners football games, beer costs between $8 and $8.50. There's the first answer to my question. Somebody's listening.
So
Luca.
That's very comparable to us.
Luca, ciao, Auntie Jen.
Ciao,
buongiorno. How are you? Plans for the weekend? What are we doing?
I
Who are the Steelers playing?
Just getting stuff done. We're playing the Browns.
She's going to be watching the Steelers play the Browns. That's on the agenda.
Watched last night with. It was a hard one. It's a hard one to watch your 2 division rivals play against each other.
Yeah,
and not to see
Baltimore won.
Evil, but you just want them to hurt each other.
There were injuries last night.
There's injuries every game.
Alex, in the UK, a plastic cup of beer at a football soccer match would be about £6.
But I think it's a smaller glass than we have.
Maybe
the ones that I saw in Dortmund were smaller glasses.
Yeah, they were like 10 ounces. Yeah. Bobby Atkinson, I'd guess $15 a glass for beer. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce. So when we write covered calls on shares we own, Is that vertical integration as well as we need cash secured puts writing as well? Well,
your own vertical integration.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. If you're writing calls and then you're writing cash secured puts, you've got two positions working
It's
against each other.
because you're looking up.
But the shrinkage is a shrinkage, and at the end you make money no matter what.
It's vertical.
It is what it is. Could you do me a favor?
What would you?
I forgot to bring in from the bedroom my.
I know your
thing.
lip.
Yeah, I need. It's sitting on my
You've
leg.
got that crack in the middle of your lip.
Well,
always.
I've been hit so often in the middle of the night.
Is that what it was?
I wake up every morning, blood on my face, wondering what the hell happened, and look at Jen's fist all covered in blood. And she goes, "I don't know. I have no idea what the hell happened. The weirdest, dumbest thing. I must have said something. I don't know. I must have said something. I don't know. Thumbs up's 127, everybody. Thank you so much.
There you are, sir.
Yeah, baby. This is
I
cool
noticed that.
stuff.
It's very red in the middle there. There you go.
Thank you, Nivea Company. I usually keep that right there.
Yeah.
It's dry up here. We're at 3,800 feet elevation. It's winter. It's very dry
and our
now.
water is very hard,
and
so it doesn't help there either.
So we're constantly trying to stay hydrated. And
in fact, just this morning I scraped the deposit off the bottom of the water kettle.
We're heading to California in 2 weeks. 2 weeks today. We're in the air. We're out of here.
But you get into that soft
we're at sea
water,
level,
and it feels like you didn't get all the shampoo or conditioner out of your hair. The water is so soft.
So soft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Splair, I bet here in Cologne, it'll be about 7 to 9 euros. That's for sure.
Yeah.
A little more in dollars. Well, and then Beach Boy, no NP product sponsoring. Oh, no product sponsoring. There you go. Beach Boy, none of that, please. When we were in Dortmund and we were going to that football match in Dortmund, that was entertaining because just the walk in towards the stadium, we were a mile away, half a mile away, maybe.
Entrepreneurs.
And we were walking along and we noticed people walking with beers in their hands, beer bottles open.
So you can't do that here.
No. So they were drinking as they were walking. They come to a stoplight or a stop sign and they finish a beer and put the empty beside the stop sign. And I'd look beside these poles for the stoplights, and there'd be like 50 bottles all around the pole. Just a beautiful collection of bottles. Stacked. And I said to my to one of the guys I was with, I said, "Do these get picked up?" "Oh yeah, the pickers, the bottle pickers, we have them." "Oh yeah, we got pickers. These will be gone in the next 15 minutes. Some guy will put them in a shopping cart and take them to an empty, return place." And then we see off to the side, we're walking along, and off to the side, just off the street, there's a guy on the sidewalk there with a couple of little push carts full of coolers, Coleman coolers full of beer by the can or by the bottle, selling beer for like $2-3 €3 a beer to the people walking into the stadium that are not yet. We're not in the grounds yet. We're still outside the stadium walls and grounds.
These are licensed.
Oh, they're not
vendors.
licensed. Oh no, these are German entrepreneurs. They're very crafty, the Germans,
game, in case you needed something to get you to the car.
Of course. So these people, a lot of people would get to the game just with their buzz on now. They were just feeling drunk. They're just about to become very drunk feeling. They don't need to buy a $10 a euro glass of beer at the stadium. They just had 5 beer on the way in for the last hour or whatever they were doing. They were pounding them, and now they're drunk as hell, having a great old time for the game. Then during the game, they sober up a little, and maybe they drink water, maybe they don't. And then they're walking out, and right outside the stadium gates on private property, public land, whatever, here are guys with shopping carts full of coolers full of beer, selling beer on the way home.
Your hangover is starting.
Start drinking.
Little hair of the dog.
It's unbelievable. It's a whole existence I cannot fathom being into.
We have such strict liquor laws.
Oh my God, it's so strict.
I think you can do this now, but not that long ago. If I was at a table and I had a drink, and then I noticed friends at another table, I can't get up and carry my drink to that table. You
yeah.
have to have a waiter or waitress do it for you.
We of course, this, depending on what Bible belt you're in North America, you know what this is. You know what this is.
Very
Okay.
strict liquor laws.
What else? Who's here? Alberto, good morning, Uncle Bruce. You got it made. Beer drinking, football watching, Jennifer Aniston lookalike, every man's dream.
See,
Splair, I bet
right.
here in Cologne it's 7 to 8 euros. Beach Boy, no product sponsor. Okay, lame duck. Lame duck. In the bars, 250 to 375, depends on the bar in Alton, Illinois. Yes, in the bars.
Okay.
BW pushing up this SPY, pushing down the VIX, talking rate cuts in 2024. Euphoria runs deep, and retail traders that watch CNBC. All is well. Come by at the SPY all-time highs, because it'll never drop. You never sell. Wall Street says never sell. It must be good. It's got to be great. Oh, yeah. We're down 24 on the Dow. We're down a point on S&P. We're down 15 on NASDAQ. The spiders are down 14 cents. And Qs are down 79. The markets never drop on Wall Street. It's always good times. Just bring us your money.
Steelers always win.
Steelers never lose. Splayer, totally true how he's describing it. Lame duck. Cardinals games, $9.50 to $12 for a 16-ounce can. Dude, it's all true. It's all true. Yes.
It's a super can, but still.
Super can. Yes.
That's
the amazing.
Super cans aren't twice as big as regular cans.
No, it's 12 ounces or 16 ounces. It's only 4 ounces bigger.
Yeah.
It's a fallacy. It's a joke. It's unbelievable. Alcohol and the pricing of this stuff, it's just nuts. It's insane.
It's a syntax.
I go into the liquor store when Jen sends me in. She says, buy me this, buy me this, buy me this. I get it for her. And I ask myself, how in God's green earth is this area of our country in Canada, the province of Alberta, how do we have a deficit ever? How do governments ever have deficits? Now, right now, we don't have a deficit in Alberta, not because of alcohol sales, because of royalties from oil and gas. They're very good right now. But even when oil is at $40 a barrel and we are in a deficit, I don't know how the liquor doesn't compensate for it. Because when you buy a bottle of rum for $40, that in the US is $12. How do we have a deficit? I just don't get it. But then I go, wait a minute, healthcare is free, generally speaking, depending on what you're in for. So if you're going in for a doctor's appointment, no charge. You're going to get medication at Costco, you're paying a fraction of the price. If you're a senior, it's almost free. I know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Thank you, young kids.
Syntaxes.
Thank you, kids, for getting blitzed and drunk every weekend, for supplying this promise with all kinds of money and cannabis. Yes, indeed. Now, of course, the Cardinals are getting $9.50 to $12. It's not going to the state of Missouri. That money is going to the Cardinals games. Could be St. Louis Cardinals. Could be Arizona Cardinals.
I got NFL.
There are a lot of Cardinals. Well, whoever is getting $12 a beer, it's not going to the state. It's going to the ball club.
Yeah.
Whatever organization. And so that's how you've got these kids on the field that are in their mid-20s to 30s making millions of dollars playing a sport. You drink your way to enjoying it. It's true. Big E says Wall Street at least knows the term hold, which means you hold while I dump mine. Yes, the Big E knows what's going on. And of course, you write options. St. Louis says lame duck at St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis, there you go.
Thank you, Auntie Jen. Have a great weekend. Everyone else have a great weekend.
Go Steelers.
Thank you for those of you buying classes.
Beat the Browns.
You're helping Auntie Jen get a new hip every time you guys buy these 5 for 4. Jen's that much closer. The surgeons at Rancho Mirage, Eisenhower Medical, they thank you. We'll make Jen better. Just help her pay for it.
Help us to help you.
We're helping the economy, and if it makes you guys richer, Jen says thank you. Thank you, Auntie Jen. We'll see you a little later, folks. Thank you all for being here and helping us out. 673 on SoFi, up 1 penny today. That's it. Man, Colton says, lame duck, if you're in St. Louis last few years, prices got insane at the ballpark. and music venues. BW, Seattle Kraken, a tankard 16-ounce run, $15 in Seattle. So a beer and a cider equals $30 plus 2 burgers and fries, $19 each equals $38. So about $70 to eat and drink a meal on my lap, standing up or down, watching live. $70. And how many thousands are there doing that in the game? It's incredible. Lame Duck, a bad ball, mean base, says Lame Duck. Richard, neat, Big E, neat. Lame Duck, I try to make a couple a year. Good old markets make that bagel crowd rich, says Splair. Neat. Thank you all. We're down 37.38 on the Dow now. We're down 3 on S&P. We're down 26 on NASDAQ. Oil up $1.89. There you are. GameStop is up 24. SoFi's up a penny. The rest of the markets are down. Go figure. Figure it out. Spiders are down 38 cents. Qs are down 92. Apple down 35 cents. Netflix down $1.92. Adobe down 76 cents. AI seems to be ahead by, 41 cents to 29.44. Excellent premiums to collect. Nvidia down $1.67. Tesla down $2. Rocket Lab is green. It's up 4 cents. Matterport up 8. Smart Rent up a half a penny. ATIP up 22. Unity up a dime. Google down 2.40. Moderna down 47. Cisco down 6. Pfizer up 3. IBM down 19. HPQ up 3. Microsoft down 5.22. Microsoft 370.95. And the high was 374 today. Yesterday's high, the all-time high, 376.35. So we're down almost $6 from the high of all time on Microsoft. This is not surprising. This is not catastrophically bad. This is surprisingly good. It's still holding that kind of a game. What else? Amazon up 148. Home Depot down 19 cents. Goldman up $2. Boeing up 169. Meta down 75 cents. Target up 54. JP Morgan up $1. Costco down 340. Walmart is gaining 60 cents back. Disney up 8 cents. American Airlines up 4. DraftKings up 79. AMC up 3. Royal Caribbean up 58 cents. So some stocks are trying to gain. A lot are down. We got a market that's way overbought. And the market doesn't know should it be selling or not. Do you want to be long this weekend? That's a question. I wonder about that. VIX getting pummeled all year long. Yes, the VIX is still down, but that can turn on a dime. And when it does, it does. I don't know. I just don't know. Breaking news, Fed's one of the governors, Collins, says she won't take additional interest rate hikes off the table. That's got to be bad. That's got to be bad for the market. A governor of the Fed is saying, I'm not taking interest rate hikes off the table. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what your lollipop scenario is, but that ain't happening here. Interesting. That just came out. Just came out not too long ago. Well. Wonder what that's going to be. Anyway, 672 on SoFi. There you go. Dow's down 34. S&P down 3. NASDAQ down 24. Okay. I'm just saying, gotta watch it all, kids. We gotta watch both sides of these stories. We have 129 thumbs ups. Everybody, thank you very much. Those of you who are regulars, you know what to do when you see these come across your screen. You know what to do now. You know what you must do immediately in order to ensure that the Knights of Neat will not mess with your investments. It's time to honor the Knights of Neat with your neat emojis for a Friday. Karen knows. Karen is on it right now without any delay. Luca knows. Neat. Larry, neat. Untamed Viking, neat. Here they come around the world. You open your window. You yell at the top of your lungs. Neat. And everyone goes, oh, they're at it again on Uncle Bruce's channel. Here they go. The knee attack is underway on Bruce's channel all over the world. Europeans, Americans, Canadians, Latin Americans, Africans, Asians, South Americans, people from everywhere are now yelling out their window, neat, and they're posting the knee emojis. on the channel to honor the Knights of Knee. And I say thank you all. Hearts to you all for supporting this channel and throwing those Knights of Knee emojis around. Deep value of the options. Neat, 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 neat. Happy times, baby. Celebrating another week of great returns for option writers. Mandu number 5. Neat, 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 neat. Thank you all for being through here. Alex, neat, 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 neat. Here they come. The emojis are coming through like crazy. Dude, neat, 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 neat. Here they are. You can't stop the knee emoji attack. It's happening, kids. Don't mess with the Knights of Knee, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Alex is here. Dude Face, Mandu, Deep Value. All of you guys, or whoever you are, wherever you are, thank you all very, very much. 33-point down dip on the down right now. Spiders down 36. Q's down 91. And there you have it. We've been talking about rollovers and rollovers and rollovers for the last couple of weeks here, and these are paying off, absolutely paying off big time. 131 thumbs ups, everyone. Thank you very much for that. Keep those thumbs ups coming in if you can for us. We appreciate you for this. And thank you all for joining in and grabbing your classes. Today is the last day of the 5-for-4 deal. If you haven't made your move, this is it. This is it, they said on Margin Call. And we're here for the last day of the 5-for-4 deal. And from here, we go right back up again. Thank you all very much. Thanks for your support of my other videos that I've been putting up, especially these short videos. You've been watching them and you've been giving them thumbs ups. Thank you to all of you for that. That helps the channel immensely. We are attracting new viewers every week here. People are finding us because of your thumbs ups and your participation. I thank you. And welcome noobs, welcome newbies to this channel, where you learn how to write stock options and keep the change, a lot of change. People here who a year ago had no idea that they could bring in $2 grand, $3 grand, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $12,000 at a time in option cash, and only give a little bit of it back and keep the rest. Oh my God, they can't believe it. There are people here who are now bringing in option money, more option money than they make at work, more than they've ever made before. There are people here who are now making option profits on a monthly basis, and they add it up and they go, I've never made this much money as a stock market investor before. Even when stocks would run up, and I used to be in on these hot stocks, I'd be up a couple of grand, but I'm making more than that writing options, and I'm just taking nickels and dimes off of people left, right, and center. It's unbelievable how this adds up. The leverage in my pocket is huge. That is the name of this game, kids. Making 50 cents profit on an option write doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's a $50 a contract profit. 20 times those is $1,000 profits once a week. That's $4,000 a month. That's $48,000 a year. Hello. And you can keep doing that and doing that and doing it and grow it and grow it and grow. Well, yeah. Okay. I like this game. BW, neat. VIX is not normal at all. Ever since rate pauses and rate cuts, then they just started going up and up. Inflation is still here and will be here forever. WS knows this. Dude, go Bruce, go, you rock. Lame duck, there is one bar that will advertise free beer tomorrow. I just can't time it right. Oh my. We're down 17 on the Dow right now, 17.6. We're off 2 points on S&P. We're down 24 on NASDAQ. This market just can't get going. Too many people with too many options contracts are trying to lock in profits right now, and this market is stuck. And I'm wondering, when do we get profit taking? When does this kick in? We have got positions that have done really well out there, especially those Magnificent 7 stocks. They are like out to lunch in PE multiples. They're way too high. When does reality come in here? Inflation isn't going anywhere. You think what you want about this official inflation rate. You know, and I know, wherever you go, wherever you shop, your inflation rate isn't 3%. You can't find 3% inflation in wherever it is you are. Your electric bill comes in, it's up way more than 3%. Your property taxes are coming in way more than 3%. Your health care premiums up way more than 3%. You go to the DMV, way more than 3% to renew your license. You go to pay a parking ticket, it's up way more than 3% in the last year to pay a parking ticket. A speeding ticket, good God almighty. Whatever it is you need, whatever it is you're trying to buy, utilize, rent, whatever, is up much more. Not even close to 3%. It's like 10, 15, and in some cases, you are seeing 20% price increases everywhere. And you're going, what the hell is going on? Like, what the heck is happening here? This is crazy. Why is it that food bank usage is surging? Food bank requests are through the roof all over North America right now. There are tens of millions of people who cannot make it, who are falling behind. They can't afford these price increases. They're not getting wage increases, if they're getting any kind of wage increases. And how many seniors out there living off of Social Security? What did they get for the last Social Security raise? Was it 3%? That was last year's. What was that last year? 2 years ago, 6-7%. Now it's like 4. It's not 15-20%. People on Social Security are losing big time. Disability insurance, they're losing. There's a huge section of America and Canada that are getting whacked. Around here, you are option writers. You have found the secret sauce. You have a secret weapon. You have a superpower. Our friend in Denmark keeps telling me there's a superpower that you have to negate these problems. I love this. Mandu number 5. I'm very lucky to be part of this Uncle Bruce community. Love you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Spicy. Yes, thank you, Joe Biden, for the right hikes and my rent going higher and higher and higher. So spicy. Thank you, JR. Uncle Bruce, please say hello from me to Auntie Jen. You got it, buddy. And I'll see you tomorrow. CJR tomorrow. If any of you want a one-on-one, you send me a private email. Say, Bruce, I'd like to have a one-on-one session with you. When can we do it? I'd love to have a session with you Saturday or Sunday. Here's some times I'm available. Let's get together for a one-on-one. You let me know if you want to do that, and we'll guide you down the road and help you in this Biden presidency become richer than you ever thought possible. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, Republicans, for being so crazy lately. Every vote being held in all these elections going over to the Democrats. Unbelievable how they shoot themselves in the foot with their AK-47s. It's incredible. Thank you all for tolerating the old man. I love you all. We're past the 2-hour mark. Have a great weekend all. Let me know if you want those classes. I will get you your links. Send me a private email and we'll set you up. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you first thing Monday morning for another week of fun. Get that Donero, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye, friends.